Redfall. Where do I begin? Released on May 2nd of 2023, Redfall was slated to become a cornerstone addition to Xbox Game Pass, the ever-growing collection of games presented by Microsoft. Straight from the oven of Arkane Studios Austin, makers of these cool games, Redfall turned out to be so successful that around the 1-year anniversary of the game's release, an update was published to sunset the game and allowed it to be played offline, and ZeniMax shut down Arkane Austin altogether. It's not that bad, is it? Announced in June of 2021 at the final Xbox and Bethesda E3 conference, Redfall was announced as the final game of the showcase. Redfall was the final nail in the coffin for a lot of things. Did Redfall kill the Electronic Entertainment Expo? I remember being pretty jazzed about this game. I liked the characters, the cinematics, the setting, and some of the abilities they showcased. Since this wasn't gameplay, Arkane was dangling keys in front of my face, encouraging me to stay subscribed to Game Pass to try out their Northeastern vampire game. Earlier that year, on March 11th, Xbox completed their $7.5 billion acquisition of Bethesda, signaling an era that would bring games exclusively to the Xbox ecosystem, including PC releases. Along with Starfield, this game would not be coming to PlayStation, as most major Bethesda titles normally would. Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo would still be timed exclusives for PlayStation, but the future seems grim, as Xbox would never, ever allow Bethesda to release more games onto PlayStation, right? Originally slated for a summer 2022 release, it was hit with the big ol'. There were some genuinely outstanding features that were being reported for this game, including the game being fully localized for Japan, day and night cycles with changing weather in a cooperative world, and IGN articles releasing videos detailing character backstories to provide lore before purchasing the game. There were also brand new customization options in the controller design lab, which allowed for 5 templates to be changed to your liking. The hype was understandable. An open world vampire slayer you could play with your friends from a respected studio capable of making absolute bangers. What in the world could possibly go wrong? A lot. An absolute lot can go wrong. First, I want to present the entire setting for Redfall.
Hey, you. You're finally awake.
Which does a lot of heavy lifting for the entire aesthetic of the game. In the fictional city of Redfall, Massachusetts, you can feel the autumn wind as the trees are shedding their skin and the obscured sun catches the horizon in a delightful manner. It reminds you of that feeling of eating pumpkin pie the day after Thanksgiving dinner. The waves that loom over the map edges make this city feel contained, trapped inside itself. Invisible walls never really bothered me in video games, but creative ways of avoiding them are noticed and heavily appreciated here. Even the second map in the game, Burial Point, has illuminated skies and deciduous trees that line along the highway. The designers and artists were cooking. It's incredible to see their colors pop.
That's his name, Charles Beck. It's his blood and his sister. I can't remember. His sister made him do it. I think she's his sister. It's a fog, a terrible fog, but it's clearing.
Even when lurking down into a vampire nest, there's enough happening in darker areas of the world to keep everything vibrant. The plot is pretty simple, as a company named Avium operates in the town of Redfall, when one wee little lad named Dr. Peter Addison decided to terrorize the town by turning average citizens into vampires. The main enemy you will face in the town of Redfall are vampires and members of his cult, who are immediately hostile and are not to be reasoned with. Please do not the cultist. By reading through the endless journal logs and completing story missions, you battle and face this doctor about halfway into the game, with a brand new revelation that there are 2 more vampires just like Hollow Man, Bloody Tom and Miss Whisper. They also used to work at Avium, and also have their own loyal cultists that follow them with devotion. No shortages of vampires with them either. The pursuit also brings about their Legend of the Gateway, which is the thing that gives vampires their power. After battling these 2 vampire gods, you will then make a shocking revelation for as many times as you're allowed to. There is a 4th vampire god, and she is not happy. Black Sun will then be battled like the 3 gods before her, and you will prevail as the heroes nearly win all the time, and gain access to the spirit of the gateway, who thanks you dearly and unleashes the power-packed taste of the sun to get rid of the remaining vampire vermin. Hey look, some got away. I wonder if there will be a... When starting the game, you will be granted with a character selection between the game's 4 protagonists: Dev, Jacob, Layla, and Remy. I decided to play as Dev, as there was no real thought process into it, and I just selected the character blindly. This is optimal. Waking up in the wreckage of a ship, you slowly make your way out to a fire station, getting helpful little hints along the way. Leveling up a few times gave me my first character-specific ability, a pulse grenade. What's it called? I don't remember. And now it begins, completing side quests to hopefully level up your character. Leveling up your character lets you unlock skills on this wheel, increasing character stats and abilities. Some of the perks include buffing your teammates, and since I played solo, I ignored every single one of these. Nobody wanted to play this game with me, for good reason. My experience was simple. Play a side quest, hope I find a weapon that matches my current level. If I do, play a main quest mission. If I don't, play another side quest. The hardest part of this game is the beginning, because you level up quicker and outpace your weapons. The environment and world scale to your level, so if your weapon is underpowered, so are you. Completing nests opens up new fast travel points and allows you to take over neighborhoods by completing new side quests, rescuing civilians, and collecting collectibles. Sounds like a lot to do, right? It's not. This is the game. This is all you do. While entertaining for the first time starting it up, it gets old very quickly. For comparison, I completed the map for Assassin's Creed Origins. I will never complete a map that big ever again. It was an absolute complete waste of time. Redfall has maybe a fifth of the map that Origins has, and I would rather run through Assassin's Creed Origins again. My biggest gripe is how many missions in the game consist of running into a building, shooting vampires, grabbing an item, and heading back into the safe house. Here's an example of some of those missions. And that's all I want to show for Redfall. Watching over my footage, this is the entire game. I cannot compile footage that showcases anything unless it's heavily edited.
Merupakan sosok makhluk halus yang sering bergentayangan pada bulan puasa.
Sorry you had to see that.
A better question would be, what didn't go wrong? With the momentum this game carried, tied with the reputation of Arkane Studios, the launch was, understandably, extremely disappointing. A few of the many complaints included in the brain-dead AI that the vampires possess. They shimmy around the walls and become glued to their spots. They stand out in the open waiting to get shot, and even use their powers to become more of an inconvenience to themselves than anything else.
And I get a little bit terrified when I see the look in your eyes. Turn around, fight time. Every now and then I fall apart. And I need you now tonight. And I need you more.
IGN simply said the game was boring, and they aren't wrong. Once you reach the second map, you are running through the exact same game, but now with a few more factions. The fun of running through the game with multiple characters doesn't seem viable, as the only differences between switching characters is swapping an ability and an ultimate ability. The boss fights feel weak. It took me 2 minutes to defeat the Hollow Man, whose dialogue before the battle was almost as long as the battle itself, and this runs true for every other boss in the game. There were 4 major updates released for Redfall, which can be distinctly defined as the following. Update number 1, making the game function properly. No new content, just making the game strictly work and not crash on PC and Xbox every few minutes. Update 1 also tweaked the AI so they aren't meandering aimlessly towards the players, thinking about developing their frontal lobe or an attack pattern. Update number 2, it's update 1, but we fixed controller inputs. Hooray! The second straight quality of life update brings performance mode to Xbox Series X and adds additional controller settings to players on PC. Nothing new has been placed into the game, just fixing bugs. Again, it's the Operation Health of Redfall. Update number 3, finally some new fucking content. A new weapon, a sniper rifle powered by UV light, a helpful way to stun vampires that were pre-stunned at launch. In addition, this update, you guessed it, tweaked gameplay mechanics and fixed even more bugs. This one is pretty funny to me. Look, added more respawn points to minimize cases where players are blocked from respawning after death. There exists a universe where Redfall uninstalls itself after your first death in the game. I want to be there. And finally, after adding new content to the game, Update 4 is being released almost 1 year to the date of the initial launch of the game. So what did it bring? Update number 4. The end. Nest's reworked DLSS 3 and adding an offline mode, which is tragic that it took the death of the game to add a feature that would have been welcomed dearly at launch. Just a complete generational fumble by Arkane. Update 4 is the last one for Redfall, and this was their final send-off, and it was just still fixing and tweaking the game. Knowing what we know about Arkane's closure, it's a miracle we even got this, as the game seemed dead in the water months after launch. But at least with the addition of offline mode, I was able to play this game, pause at my leisure, and not have to invite unwilling participants to sludge their way through Redfall. The biggest tragedy of Redfall? It's boring. There's not a lot to do. I could sit here and comb through the mechanics and talk to you about the lore of the game, but all of it is just extremely uninteresting, not worth the playthrough, and sure as shit ain't worth your time. Clearly, there are many tangents swirling in the anvil clouds above Redfall that can skew opinions for this game. But what if I told you I was able to accomplish something that I may never, ever do again? I used a penny. And not to accommodate my purchase, but for the entire purchase. Here's a little story. On January 20th, 2025, I happened to waltz into the luxurious Metalwood Mall in Reno, Nevada at the GameStop just past the Sunglass Hut. I saw it. Redfall Bite Back upgrade with a price tag of just 1 cent. This clearly can't be true. Somebody must have messed up putting this game out on display. Nobody can ever sell something in the modern age for only a Lincoln.
Well, I got a number. How do you like them apples?
Don't be mistaken, this is not a game. This is just an upgrade, meaning this does not come with the game disc. Honestly, that actually might be for the best. Included in this upgrade is the steelbook featuring the Bite Back insignia on the front and the 4 playable characters on the back, a code to unlock these cosmetics, and the Hero Pass, which will include 2 more playable characters in the future. And the coolest thing is a patch that I have the free will to attach and affix to anything I want. The best part about this edition is that I'm able to put my game disc in it and put it up on the shelf, and it's gonna look very cool. Wait a minute, I played this game on PC. Shit! To be blunt, this game is not worth checking out. The story can only hold up the repetitive nature of taking over neighborhoods in the town and stabbing a couple hundred vampires to death. But there's nothing exceptional happening in Redfall to warrant dropping serious money on it. This formula in a game where you run around an open world completing the same missions and task collection to secure a section of the world in order to do it over and over again is getting tiresome. Redfall puts very little emphasis on making it stand above the crowd, and it will get lost as time goes on. Additionally, the sudden end-of-life treatment and eventual closure of Arkane Austin shows that the game never received additional content and updates, as evident in refunds given to people who purchased the season pass. Assuming this game was holding content that would be released at a later date, it feels like this game will always be incomplete, as we will never get to experience a complete edition of the game. Was there a third map? Who knows? But with what is presented, would it really be worth it? I don't think so. This game, at least on Xbox, has never been priced below $17.49. Although, I will say, there is an Arkane collection that frequently goes on sale and includes Redfall for what I consider to be a freebie, and that may be the best route for trying out this game. If you end up not liking it, there's all these other games that you can play that will continue to stand the test of time. Just be careful. If you invite Redfall into your home, it sure as shit ain't leaving. And just a side note, I enjoy making these videos and they take a considerable amount of time since I make them in my free time outside of work. If you'd like to see me revisit some other games, subscribe to the Cobb Bros and let me know in the comments. If there's something that you want me to play, I'm open to try a new game for the first time, and I might even be horrible at it, so get ready to throw tomatoes and call me Bun Cheeks. Until next time, make sure you fold your clothes and put them away. I see them in the laundry basket. Put them away. Better time than now. I'm waiting. Put your clothes away. Yes, I'm talking to you. Yeah, the ones that are at the foot of your bed as well. You put those ones away too. Your parents didn't buy you all those hangers for you to not put your clothes away. Hurry up.